Well, I think I've added a new Rarest tape to my collection. Hey guys, the Endman here, and I'm bringing you guys a quick little update on what might very well be the rarest tape I have in my collection. This is Walt Disney Pictures presents Frank and Ollie. It is a film that premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 1995 and was generally never released in any major sense to stores until 2003 when it was released in a big DVD set. It was released very sparingly on home video, once in 1995 and occasionally after that. This is the 1999 edition, as you will see when I open up the tape and show you the print date of October 13th, 1998. Now, what is this movie about? Well, it's pretty much just about the two of Disney's greatest animators, Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, and the work that they did in creating many of the original classic Disney characters. Pretty much everybody that you see on screen right then and there was worked on by Frank and Ollie. So you see Captain Hook and Mowgli, Doc from Snow White, Bambi, Thumper, the Tramp, the Queen of Hearts, Captain Hook. They worked on a lot of things for Disney, and they were probably two of the greatest Disney animators who've pretty much ever lived, especially if you ask me. And in turn, it talks about basically their friendship and how they both came to Disney at roughly the same time, and from the time they got there in the mid-30s to the point when they retired in the early 80s, they created literally the backbone of most of our childhoods. Every Disney film from Snow White to The Fox and the Hound pretty much has their print on it. They've worked or did some sort of animation or style or something to it. Now, it's not really much of a movie, as in like a 3-act structure. It's more along the lines of just a documentary where it's just talking about these two and what they've done. They sort of go back and forth between what was something that they wanted to talk about and stuff like that. But for animation fans, this is an absolute must. I mean, my favorite scene in this is when they're discussing the scene in Peter Pan where Captain Hook is trying to convince Tinkerbell to tell him where Peter Pan's hideout is. And he's playing on the little piano. And he's talking about how they just show their creativity of how they made somebody with only one hand be able to play the piano as well as Captain Hook was able to. He wasn't playing a concerto or anything, but he was playing something, sweet and sincere. And my other favorite scene not sweet and sincere for Captain Hook, but, he was playing something that played to whatever Captain Hook was trying to do, to trying to manipulate Tinkerbell into helping him instead of being loyal to Peter. The other favorite scene I have is when they're discussing how they were discussing the ending of The Jungle Book, and how Walt Disney gave the nod to Frank and Ollie to create the scene where Mowgli gets lured into the man village by the little girl. And of course, Ollie didn't like it at first, but then he realized the more I worked with it, the better I felt with it, because think about it. They had spent the whole movie developing the bond between Mowgli and Baloo, only to have it have to end with Mowgli going back to the man village. How do we do that? Well, what's the one thing that destroys friendships? The hose. He doesn't say that, but if he had said that, this movie would be a 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. But this is a must for any animation collector. You all probably have the DVD version. I will be happy to stick with this one because it is now, along with the 1984 Robin Hood videotape I have, the rarest tape that I own. So, that's pretty much it. See ya.